Good day, sports fans. Welcome back to Slab City Fishing. So I'm going to do a mold review today from Bug Molds. And this is a 3-inch bluegill mold. So here, let me give you a little visual right here. I'm going to give you a little bit better one here in just a minute, but here's half the mold. So a little backstory on this. I was poking around on eBay and I was right in the middle of something and I was looking at it and it looked like a cool mold. The picture they had was in aluminum, and I don't get caught by this kind of thing much, but I wasn't paying attention. It's like, whatever, I'm just going to buy it and try it later. You know, 3.5 weeks later, it shows up from the Ukraine. I think it's from the Ukraine. And so then the plastic ones show up. And so I look back at the listing, and then of course, as you see in this photo, you can see the close-up of where it says picture is only a reference. And so you go back into the description and you look and it says synthetic stone, which I'm not even sure that that's what this stuff is. It might be, but to me it feels like some kind of plastic. But whatever it is, it's not great material and the plastic sticks to it. Here's one and here's the other. And you know, they really don't look that great, but I made one out of real soft plastic and one out of real dense plastic. And so here, I use the same color. So this one, you know, you have to look really close to see the detail in it, otherwise it kind of looks real bad off the bat. But when you look at the more dense one, the detail is a little bit better, and so I'm going to give you a different view here in a minute. I'm trying to keep the shadows out of there. So there's a good look at half the mold. So right there's a slot where it does like a half paddle on one side, and then the other half over here has the same thing. So it's going to end up having a paddle tail, but off the side of the bait. So it's got a half paddle on each side, and then the same back here for the tail. It's got like this little thing there that it kind of makes the tail look like an airplane tail, like a small airplane tail. And kind of a bizarre design. Can't say that I'm wild about it, but you know, I bought it and I saw that a lot of people were watching this on eBay. So now that I'm stuck with it, I'm gonna do a review on it. So let me show you this up close. So this is the real dense plastic, and you can see those raised scale simulations, and you can see the fin on the top. And then let me show you the profile here. So you can see how the body gets slim right there. You can see the half paddle on each side, and then here's the really bizarre part, is right there. So that tail is like a little a little airplane tail. And I don't have a lot of faith in this design. In fact, I've seen it before a long time ago and it didn't work then, and I don't think it's going to work now. But so I've already made some, but I'm going to go ahead and go through it. I'm going to heat up the plastic, shoot the molds, and we'll do it one more time, and then we'll say a few words about it, and then I'm going to do a test in the pool. Okay, so I got the plastic heated up here. We're at about 330 degrees on the reheat, so let's go ahead and shoot these molds. Okay, here we are with the plastic, the molds, injector. Okay, shoot this one, and shoot that one. All right, so I'm just gonna give that a minute to cool off, and we're gonna demold, and we'll be right back. All right, so I didn't include in the beginning of this video, if you didn't see my first tutorial video, it's called the Jacked Up series. Doing that because if you're wondering about this, I got in a car wreck, was hit from behind, and I spun out, crashed into a wall. There's a lot going on, but at least we can do this. So that's the backstory on that, and so at least I can do this stuff while I'm trying to recover. You know, it's pretty low intensity stuff, but anyway, so the molds are filled up. Let's go ahead and get a look. Okay, so something I didn't cover, but I want to tell you about it, but it just took way too long to include in this video. So I'm using a really dense plastic for this, and let me put the camera back up. Okay, so using a really dense plastic so that we can, you know, not have any tearing issues and get some good detail. The reason for that is so when I was preparing these molds, I had to oil them over and over and over, and I did this at least 10 times where I shot the molds and waited for them to cool off, and then when I demolded them, all the little crevices and everything, they were so difficult to lube up and get prepared that, you know, I went through, you know, a whole little bottle of worm oil, which is kind of tough to do. It takes a while to go through a bottle, but I finally got it lubed up, and I got a couple, you know, reasonably good candidates here. But so let me show you this. So this top fin right here, that tore off. It didn't, you know, it didn't fill in all the way, or it tore off. The little paddles on the side, they're kind of pointy. They didn't quite make it. And then, you know, the tail is pretty lousy. I'll show you that. And so I went to a more dense plastic, and we got a much better result right off the bat. Of course, this stuff doesn't tear nearly as easy, and I was able to just pull it out of there. So here's your profile, and then you can see those little half paddles on each side, and then this weird you know, cross tail. It looks just like an airplane. So you know, not wild about this design. I don't think these extra appendages are gonna do anything, but let's go ahead and take it to the pool and get a swim test, and then we'll come back and talk about it. It's something I want to add in. So because the profile of this bait, so this is a tiny bait. It says 3 inches, but it's actually just short of 3 inches, and so it's really small. I wouldn't expect to catch anything really big on this, you know. Just there's no camera tricks. This is just how small it is, and it's just really tiny. And you know, I have to admit, like, you have to take a real close look at this thing to see the detail. It doesn't look horrible, but I just don't think it's gonna work. Like these little paddle swimmers, I don't think they're gonna swim. I don't think that this is gonna do anything. But for the sake of being thorough, let's go ahead and try it, and give this mold a fair shake. Okay, let's go to the pool. Alright everybody, so we're out here at the pool. Let's go ahead and get the camera set up and get a visual on how this swims. So I determined that just about the only way that you could rig this would be with a Ned rig. That seems to be the best option. I want to give you a look at it right here. So okay, so there it is, and it just didn't work on anything else because of the profile of this bait. So let's just work with it. Let's just see how it goes. Start right here. You can see that. There it is. So this thing, those little appendages, they don't paddle at all. Nothing. No paddling. They don't do anything. Would this bait get bit on a Ned rig as a bottom bouncer? I don't know. I'm pretty disappointed with this one so far. What do you think? Would it get bit as a bottom bouncer? Because it definitely doesn't swim. So as far as those little paddles and stuff like that, that goofy tail, it's just a fail. But I don't want to rule it out completely just because it does look kind of fishy like this as a bouncer. it. So let me give you a little visual right here of it on the Ned rig. Hopefully you can see that detail. This one's pretty good, but I have to tell you, for me, this bait is kind of a fail. You know, the whole profile like that, and those little paddles on the side, and that weird tail. Like, I actually think those are just getting in the way. I think this thing would have more and better action if those things weren't there. And we may have to dive back into this one later. I'm gonna have to brainstorm on this one, but until then, I'd really like to hear your thoughts on this bait. What do you think? Do you think it would get bit as a bottom creeper on the Ned rig? So for me, it's not my favorite, and this was a huge pain to get this far with it. You know, it's kind of more trouble than it was worth. Your thoughts and opinions on this bait would be greatly appreciated. I really want to know what you guys think about this. Was this a fail? Is it 50-50? Do you think it would work? Let's just leave it at that. Can't wait to hear from you guys. Also, let me shout out to my bait testers. Davey Hooked Up, check him out on YouTube, and also SD Angler's Life, a couple local guys here in San Diego that you know, they're good pals of mine, and they test my stuff diligently, and they represent really well. And so thank you boys for taking care of me as far as that goes. I'm doing my best to grow the channel. You know, thank you for bearing with me on the injury, and the ones who have been with me, thanks for sticking with me. And if you haven't done so yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Please like the video, and I'd love to hear from you guys. Just, you got ideas, and what mold next? I'm really interested in that. Like, what do you guys want to see? I got a lot of things in my head, and I'm gonna get to them all one way or another. So if you have some ideas for what we should do next, go ahead and lay them on me. And you know what, just we're on it, just gonna keep pumping out videos. I'm already working on the next one, and just can't wait to get your feedback and intel. So that being said, let's go ahead and close it out, but please like and subscribe, and thanks again. Your support is so appreciated, you don't even know. It's like words can't even explain it, and we're growing fast, all thanks to you. And thank you so much for your support.